Welcome back to the FSM Prep Rally. I'm Joe Arrigo, riding solo today. Anthony, once again, took another vacation. How many vacations does Big Ant get? I just don't know. But I'll tell you what I do know. Week 8 was filled with some really good games, some blowouts. It is going to be a interesting week 9, to say the least. Let me tell you why. There's the battle in the northeast. Okay, we got a battle going on up there. We also have some really good D4 games, which I'm excited to see. And with FSM Prep Rally Top 10 rankings, let me tell you, there is some movement, and it's going to be shocking. There's some new guys in, there's some guys that are out, and some guys drop. But let's first recap something and some things that happened during week 8. So we put the poll out last week for everybody, right? And the poll was pretty much, where should we go? Silverado, Cheyenne, or El Dorado, Rancho? It was such a good poll, and really the night before, about 7:30, it was 50-50. We had the idea of, if it stays close, let's go ahead and go to both. And that's exactly what we did. Silverado, to their credit, did pull away, but we just couldn't leave Rancho hanging because they really represented this past week. So TQ and Trish pulled up to Rancho. Well, myself, Q the One, and Kalani Lua went over to Cheyenne to watch them take on Silverado. And that's where we're going to start, Silverado, Cheyenne. We knew this game was probably going to be a mismatch. Silverado, to me, is a top 3 school. They're the most balanced team in the Valley. I love the way they play. I love everything about this team. And Cheyenne is struggling a little bit. So when we get there, Kalani says, what do you think the score is going to be? And I said, they're going to run it up on them, but not too bad. I'll say, they'll put a 50 burger on them. He didn't believe me. The opening kickoff, Silverado almost takes it to the house. He looked at me. 4 plays later, they scored. Then it was a punt, and the punt went about 8 yards. Then they scored again, and they scored again, to the tune of 32 first half points. Second half came about. Silverado puts 59 up going into halftime. That's the final score, 59-0. But they did it in all 3 phases. They ran the ball and passed the ball for touchdowns. The defense scored on a pick 6, and there was a really cool and exciting punt return where number 5 for Silverado, about to get hit, goes down but puts his hand down, keeps his knee above the turf. Doesn't touch the turf. He turns around and scores. Great return. They scored in all 3 phases. Normally when that happens, teams win ball games. Now, the one thing I did learn about Silverado, I got a chance to meet the principal over there. She is super cool. Not only is she cool, she really focuses on grades. Obviously, most educators do, right? The Silverado football team has almost a 3.0 GPA as a team. That's a really good job. So I salute not only the football players and the coaches for really promoting education, but also the teachers who also come in on the weekends and do SAT and ACT pre-training and pre-courses. Phenomenal getting them ready for college. I cannot stress enough how important that is. And also, Silverado's social media team. Now, their social media team put a really big effort into voting, I found out at the game, and made an announcement on Friday morning about getting out and voting. And then when they won, they made another announcement. So salute to the Silverado team. And the cheerleader that runs it, I'm sorry I don't remember your name, but you did a great job. So Silverado, congratulations on being one of the teams that really get things going and really support the franchise. And in turn, we support you back. Then the next game we said we were going to go to was the Rancho game where they hosted El Dorado. It was Rancho's homecoming. Now, normally, if you lose a poll, you don't go. But again, they did such a good job. We felt like we had to be there. So as TQ and Trish got there, I guess some Rancho players were clowning another Rancho player who was injured with the camera. Then they realized TQ was from the franchise, and then the whole attitude changed. Rancho put it on El Dorado. The final score was 34-7. Now, if I remember right, just correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below. But didn't El Dorado talk a bunch of trash going into this game? Well, Leon Evans had his guys ready. They ran the ball right down the Sun Devils' throat. Jamal Green, Mason Reems, and Deshaun Jones each scored touchdowns, with Green running for nearly 100 yards. This is what I'm talking about with Leon Evans. I got a chance to know Coach Evans, like with coaching him at Centennial, and Coach Evans is a tough-minded guy. Hey, guys, he's just a guy. We can go out there and play some football. Coach. If you know Coach Evans, you know how he talks. Coach Evans is going to have you ready. You're going to bring your lunch pail, you're going to put your hard hat on, and you're going to go at it. So Coach Evans has Rancho kind of trending in the right direction. He feels like, they're continuing to fight, and he thinks that they're going on the right path, and they're going to keep winning. So they got a week to go. Let next week, week 10 is the final week of the regular season. They got a chance to maybe sneak in and do some damage. So the Rams, congratulations on winning homecoming last week, and now you got senior night coming up. So I'm looking forward to just hope maybe popping up on you. You never know where I'll show up. The final game I want to highlight this week is Coronado at Shadow Ridge, or Shadow Ridge went to Coronado. Let me correct myself. This game had a lot of different things happening to it. There was a power outage, so the lights went out. I believe there was a stoppage for rain, and Coronado was down by 11 points. Well, they came back and won, and strong arm Josh Andretti, man, this kid threw for 3 tugs, led his team to victory, come from behind victory, 25-21. Congratulations to Coach Fred Bolitnikoff Jr. I mean, to get your guys ready and really to do it after the lights went out and your offense started rolling in the second half. But right when the lights went out, you guys really came together, collectively regrouped, took yourself out there and really took it to Shadow Ridge. So congratulations to Coronado on their win. And we'll see where you guys end up in the top 10 rankings. So let me go ahead and address this right now. By the way, guys, go to franchisesportsmedia.com. Go to 702 HS, 702 High School Football. Click on it. See the drop-down menu. In there, you can buy your pictures. You can go in there and get the pictures that we shoot in the photo gallery. You can go, it's every game we've been at, we take pictures. So whatever's in there is what's in there, is what we have. We have low res where you have our watermarks all over the place. So, you know it's ours. And then on the high res ones, you can buy those. And those look really fresh. Obviously, you see them, what we use in our articles. So it also helps the photographers out. It's not free to go out to these games and shoot you guys. So it's a way for them to maybe put some gas money in their pocket or whatnot. So go ahead and cop a couple pictures from the gallery or whatnot, and then we'll go ahead and keep things moving. Let me go ahead and recap what happened in week 8. Gorman blew out Legacy 62-0. Liberty, in a game that was 2 top 5 teams, Liberty and Green Valley. Liberty pulled away in the second half 43-6. Arborview and Foothill were canceled due to COVID-19. Talked about Silverado beating Cheyenne 59-0. DP blew out Vegas 38-0. Coronado beat Shadow Ridge 25-21, as we just spoke about. Desert Oasis beat Cimarron 24-12. Sierra Vista beat Mojave 39-12. And Clark beat Del Sol 42-0. So now it's time to get into this week's games. Here's the picks that Ant sent me earlier today, late yesterday, who he thinks are going to win. So we got Palo Verde at Bishop Gorman. It used to be one of the best games in the Valley. Ray Brewer wrote a really good article about it. Well, we like Gorman 63-0. This ain't the same deal as it was 25 years ago, I'll tell you that much. Liberty has a bye week. Arborview and Legacy. This is one of those games where there is bad blood. Has been traditionally, but we like Arborview 28-7. We just don't think it's the same Legacy team. No disrespect to Legacy. We've seen them a few times. We really like this Arborview team. Sunrise Mountain goes to Silverado. You know what? I got back-to-back shutouts with Silverado. 49-0. I wouldn't be surprised. Ends up being 56. I just have a feeling about Silverado. Want to put another 50 burger on somebody. Foothill at Canyon Springs. You know what? This isn't going to be as big a blowout as we thought it possibly could be, but we like Foothill 35-17. Green Valley at Centennial. The mighty have fallen. The Bulldogs, Dustin Forsheet. Man, I wanted to see them get it together, but not this week. Green Valley, they're just too good. 34-0. DP at Faith Lutheran. Ant likes DP 38-10. Coronado at Spring Valley. He likes Coronado 30-12. Cheyenne and D.O. Desert Oasis 38-0 D.O. That's the pick. And Clark and Mawapa. We like Clark 28-20. Closer game than what some people think. All right, it's time for the top 10 rankings. Now, top 10 rankings this week, there's a lot of movement. I'll tell you why there's a lot of movement. We're seeing things, we're watching things, and we're trying to predict how things are going to turn out down the road, right? So let's start at number 9. They gave me a bunch of crap for not being in it last week. And we knew that the 9 and 10 teams last week were playing each other. Well, one of them had to lose. Shadow lost. Shadow's out. Clark, you're in at number 10. Number 9, Desert Oasis Diamondbacks come in at number 9 this week. Coronado's in at number 8. The number 17, and this is where things get a little dicey. The number 17 is the Desert Pines Jaguars. The number 16 is the Green Valley Gators. And let's talk about that. Ant and I had a discussion, and it came down to DP can't be ahead of Green Valley, but Foothill's really good. So we had to flip-flop them, which made DP drop. And again, anybody in that top 5 we feel could get with DP, if not beat DP. So let's just keep it a buck. The number 5 team, as I just mentioned, the Foothill Falcons. The number 4 team, the Silverado Skyhawks. The number 3 team, Arborview Aggies. The number 2 team, the Liberty Patriots. And once again, Bishop Gorman is the top team in the Valley. So again, round off the top 10, Clark, DO, Coronado, DP, Green Valley, Foothill, Silverado, Arborview, Liberty, and Bishop Gorman. So where are we going to be at this week? Well, one of those games is Del Sol at Basic High School. The other game, let me think. Coronado at Spring Valley. So if you're at any of those schools, Coronado, Spring Valley, Del Sol, or Basic, get out and vote. Your vote counts, and it gets us to where you want to go. Now, I may pull up at Silverado. That's a possibility. There's also the possibility of us shooting to Rancho on Thursday night for senior night. And there's also the possibility where you never know. That Gorman game may get interesting. No, not really. I'm not going to go to Gorman this week. That's not happening. But those are the games that we're going to probably pull up to. So, guys, get on out there. Vote for where you think we should go. And you'll see me, TQ, Trish, Q, Mike, Kalani, and you never know who else will show up. Well, Big Ant. Ant's got to be somewhere, right? He's obviously not here with me. Go figure. Anyway, that's it for this week's prep rally. Next, we'll get you caught up on everything that is high school football here in Las Vegas. I'm Joe Rigo. Thank you for watching the Franchise Sports Media Prep Rally right here on franchisesportsmedia.com.